25 teams, one dream, just under $5 million on the line. The chance to go down in history, a tournament like none other in Jamaica, to bring life and excitement and renewed interest in the beautiful game here on this country. The football is being reimagined, ladies and gentlemen. This is the unveiling of the 2026 Popeyes Challenge Cup. Welcome everybody to the launch of the newest competition on the Jamaica Football Federation's calendar. I'm Jordan Fort, and with me is Kimani O'Sullivan. Kimani, I know you are just brimming with excitement tonight.
Jordan, you know when it comes to football, I'm a stickler for progressive thoughts, ideas, and let me tell you, Jordan, when you think about what this Challenge Cup can offer to teams and the potential of David and Goliath stories, we're going to get more into that as we go on, Jordan, but I'm just welling over with gratitude, especially given that I can share a platform with a man of your stature.
Oh boy, we don't want to give the people too much just yet, because over the next hour or so, we will be unveiling all the information you need to know about this brand new innovation. And it's going to be history in the making, of course. And speaking of history, Kimani, I heard that you are planning to debut a nickname for this duo tonight?
Yeah, I did. It's a night of revelation, Jordan. And, you know, we have a budding partnership. And I decided to coin the name Team JK, Jordan Kimani. But as you know, we don't want to send the wrong message to our audience because, you know, JK might have some connotation to it. And as you know, Jordan, we're no joke.
All right, we're not kidding at all. CVM is not kidding, and Popeyes is not kidding with this Challenge Cup. And of course, we want to get right into the information. And no better place to start than the two gentlemen who are on stage with us as we take our seats. We've got President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Mr. Michael Ricketts, and of course, the Chief Executive Officer, CEO at CVM, Ollie McIntosh. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Good night.
Good evening, good evening.
All right, so I'll start off with you, Ollie, because this competition was conceptualized by the CVM team. And I think it's fair to say that the concept is innovative, like none other in Jamaican football. What was the inspiration behind this idea?
I think for us, you know, since we bought CVM and we've invested in content, we've always wanted to invest in local content. And there's no better local content to invest in than football. And in conversations with the president and with other members of the football fraternity, there was something missing, which was almost an FA Cup style competition that allowed the Premier League clubs to play against the Tier 2 clubs. And hopefully in the future we can expand that and include other clubs around the island. So, you know, for us it was the ability to invest in football throughout the various levels. So, you know, that's what we've been about as CVM. We're involved in schoolboy football. We've been involved in netball. So it's all about investing in the grassroots around the country.
Yeah, and I just want to bring in Mr. Michael Ricketts now, Jordan, for a second. Sir Mike, when you were in your office one fateful day and you get the call from Aunt Oliver McIntosh, you're probably wondering, hey, what kind of elaborate idea is Ollie coming with this time? But when you got the idea, when the dream was sold to you, what made the JFF buy into such an initiative?
I was super excited at that very initial discussion because I understand clearly the importance of having football in communities. And at the onset, we, of course, discussed the possibility of having community teams participating. And of course, the championship teams, as we call them, would be, I think, as many as 18 of them were just as excited as we were. So, of course, we would have bought into the idea immediately, and so did those 18 championship teams, in addition to, of course, those teams in the Premiership. So from get-go, we were just super excited, and we at the JFF understand the importance of having football in the communities. So we are just raring to go, and really looking forward to the start of this competition.
Yeah, we've said it, Ali. We've said 18 JFC teams. I don't think we've mentioned yet that it's 7 Jamaica Premier League teams. We'll, of course, get down to the details a little later on. But tell us just briefly what makes this competition so different. You mentioned FA Cup style, but tell us what makes this competition so different from anything we have.
Well, as the president said, it involves community teams as well as teams in the Premier League. I know when we first started talking about it, especially with our chairman, we said, look, we need to get some other teams involved too. So our plan is to, after we have the first installment next year, to see how many other community teams we can get involved in the football program. Because, as the president said, it's all about the grassroots, it's all about the community football. And there is some hidden talent that we have found when we did community football before that, comes to the surface when you get involved with the community teams and then the Premier League team. So we're very excited about it. In talking to the JFC teams, they've all been excited to participate in something like this, and it's a win or go home, right? You come one day, you have to play your best football.
Yeah, and that says a lot, Ali. And in terms of the JFF, Mr. Ricketts, the competition, of course, the JFF will have hands on in terms of the competitions committee. Speak to me a little bit more about that relationship.
Well, of course, the JFF would be the regulatory body, so our competitions department would be integral in the entire organization of this competition. Like I've said, when you get 18 teams, those are sitting just below the Premiership. Then you're talking about 18 community-based teams. And I want to commend the title sponsors, Popeyes, because for sure they will be growing with some communities now. Like I've always said, that certain products, when you align yourself with football, then the sky is the limit. Again, I want to of course, congratulate all the sponsors and Popeyes and the other sponsors. We are just absolutely grateful. And I must express my gratitude to Oliver, who at the onset, I wasn't very convinced that this could happen. But there's a young lady, I don't know her, I have never met her, I never seen her. I'm sure she's here. But she would have called me 100 times and sent me 200 messages discussing one single topic. And Natalie, I need to meet you before I go. But congratulations are indeed in order to CVM, who I would think initiated the whole idea of having this competition, and the JFF is intent on giving as much support as we can.
Yeah, and Ali, one more for you. I think you've covered a lot of what we wanted to talk about, but Mr. Ricketts mentioned Popeyes and all of the other sponsors we have here, and we'll be speaking to them, we'll be hearing from them. Just how easy was it to get buy-in from them?
So I think almost immediately when we mention community football and the development of football and grassroots football and the David and Goliath, almost immediately Richard Lake and the Popeyes team were on. It wasn't really convincing. It was, okay, how are we going to get this done? When we met with Best Dressed and Ava and team, and when we met with Red Stripe, with Sean and Amoy, and when we met with Lasco, and when we met with NCB, the chairman Michael Ichin is here, when we met with NCB, everyone bought into it almost immediately. What we had to do was figure out how we're going to structure it within the season, because the season has been affected by Hurricane Melissa. So we just had to figure out how we're going to make it work. It wasn't really a matter of convincing them, it was just how we're going to get it done. So I really commend them for their willingness to invest in football, for their willingness to help football develop and grow, and their willingness to partner with the JFF and CVM. So I think, as the president said, sky's the limit. This is the first year. It's going to be exciting. We go all the way to June 9th, 2 days before the World Cup starts. And then we come back again next season, and we'll structure it so that we hopefully can include some more teams from the communities.
Right, so yeah, I think you've covered the other question I wanted to ask Ali about expanding it and other teams and so on. But of course, you mentioned that we will look into that for next season. Thank you so much, Oliver McIntosh, CEO, CVM, and of course, Mr. Michael Ricketts, President of the Jamaica Football Federation. Now, I know you're feeling a little bit more enlightened, but of course we will shed some more light on your darkness as we go throughout this broadcast. But before we do that, we want you to turn your attentions to the screen for this particular presentation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can give a round of applause. That's the reveal of the logo for the Popeyes Challenge Cup. The first time anyone outside of us, of course, are seeing that particular logo. Just before we go any further, I just want to acknowledge, of course, the presence of some of the dignitaries on hand here with us today. The Honorable Michael Lee Chin, Chairman of the NCB Financial Group, is with us. So too is Alan Beckford. He is a General Manager of the Sports Development Foundation, representing the Minister of Sport, Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Minister Olivia Grange, and Dr. Delroy Howell. Of course, he is the Executive Chairman of CVM, as well as Mr. Michael Shaw. He's a Director at CVM. So we're going right through the program, Kimani, and I know you are going to be chatting with the sponsors right throughout the day. And of course, we want to hear from the title sponsors, Popeyes, in short order, but we also want to bring people more up to speed with CVM's plans for this competition and so on. And we want to hear from some other football stakeholders. But I know we will get to that throughout the rest of this program. So Kimani, I think I'm going to probably just make way for you to find yourself with Popeyes just now, so you can just have a quick chat with them. So I'll allow you. This is live TV.
Thank you, Jordan.
You're able to do that. We can break some of the rules. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if I should start quizzing you now, but there's no microphone in the audience, is there, about how much more you know about the Popeyes Challenge Cup. I can tell you now, 25 teams will be battling it out over 6 rounds. And of course, as I said, we'll have more details as we go throughout the program. There'll be 7 invited teams from the Jamaica Premier League, and we'll tell you who those teams are, and all 18 from the Jamaica Football Championship. Now, there's a peculiarity with how the teams will be seeded and how they will be drawn. And there's going to be the main event of a live draw, the first ever draw that will take place right here on this stage later on, and I'm sure you won't want to miss that. Of course, we've got a lot more coming up as well, including jersey reveal and all of that good stuff. But we're taking you right through the program here and giving Kimani a chance as well to find himself in the audience. I hope he didn't slip on his shoelaces. I know he tends to get a little bit excited. But as he gets ready, I really want to mention that the seedings for the Jamaica Football Championship teams will be done based on their finish as at May 3, or their standing as at May 3. And there's also an element of points per game involved, because it's not exactly equal in terms of the number of games that each team has played. So we also had to do some calculation there. Good thing we have good math brains, or at least calculators, inside the CVM team. But we will do that for them. And of course, you'll be seeing the best of the best in the Jamaica Premier League as well. I'm very excited because we know the David versus Goliath story can throw up some Cinderella storylines, and that's what we're looking for throughout this competition, which will run from May 12 to June 9. Kimani has found himself with the famous Southern Fried Chicken. Kimani, tell us where you are.
Yeah, Jordan, you mentioned me tripping over my laces. I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but you've heard of wild goose chases. Well, I'm on a southern chicken chase because we're over here with Popeyes, our head sponsor for the Challenge Cup, and I'm standing with Nadia Kiffin Green. She's the head of marketing and sales for Restaurants Associates Limited, and they operate Popeyes Jamaica. Nadia, this is such a special occasion for Popeyes. You're investing in football. What made you so interested in getting involved in the beautiful game?
Well, first of all, you know, Popeyes tagline is "Love that chicken," and there's nothing Jamaicans love more than football, whether that's community football, Sunday ball game. So love that chicken. Love the football game. You're going to get hungry, and we bring the good food, So it was definitely a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I personally love Popeye's chicken. And of course, our fans on the stands oftentimes want a snack or two to munch on. Speak to me about what fans and spectators can look forward to when it comes to Popeyes on match day, maybe.
So on match days, we're expecting to see the bold moves on the field, right? So expect the bold flavors, the excitement, engagement. We want to make sure that we provide a good experience. Nobody will be hungry, and you're going to get that wonderful barbecue chicken smell, and you're going to get that you're hungry. So look out for the prizes and surprises, and just the overall excitement and engagement on match days.
Yeah, Popeyes has been growing. Football is growing, of course, and the partnership now will help to bolster that growth, I'm assuming, from your perspective.
No, absolutely. So as I said, love that chicken, love football, and we want to be where the fans are. So wherever the fans are, we're going to bring the chicken. So Popeyes, Louisiana Kitchen, coming to a field near you.
Coming to a field near you, you heard her say it. And listen, when you're talking about lover of chicken, I work in the same office as Jordan Fort, and nobody loves chicken like him. Back over to you, Jordan.
Green there, chatting it up. Thank you so much, Kimani, and we're looking forward to the impact of Popeyes throughout the entire tournament. Of course, we will give you now some more of the exciting reveals throughout this broadcast. I promise you that we're going to have lots of excitement. So we want you to feast your eyes now on the big screen for this particular video.
The Popeyes Challenge Cup is Jamaica's newest and boldest football competition, featuring David versus Goliath matchups as the best of the best in the country's club football take on those in the second tier of club football. It's a straight knockout competition featuring 25 teams, 7 from the Jamaica Premier League and 18 from the Jamaica Football Championship, the second tier. The 7 JPL teams are invited and are ranked based on their finish in the current season, as they will not enter the competition until after being eliminated from the JPL playoffs. The JFC team seedings are determined based on their rankings in the league as at May 2. Teams will battle it out over 6 rounds to determine the winner. So how does it work? Round 1, the play-in, will feature 14 teams, all from the Jamaica Football Championship. Pot 1 will have 5th to 10th place teams, and Pot 2 will have teams seeded 11th to 18th. Round 2 will have 8 JFC teams, the 7 round 1 winners, and the 4th ranked JFC team. Pot 1 will have the top 4 ranked JFC teams, and Pot 2 will have the next 4 remaining teams. Round 3 features 6 JFC teams, 4 winners from round 2, and the 2nd and 3rd place teams, and 6 JPL teams will enter the competition, excluding the JPL champion. Pot 1 will have the top 3 ranked from both JPL and JFC, and Pot 2 will have the others. The next round is the quarterfinals, featuring the 6 winners from round 3, the JPL champion, and the 1st place from the JFC. It will be a random draw with no pots. Teams then proceed to the semi-finals and the final. Each team will get prize money based on how far they advance in the tournament. A total of $4.75 million in prize money will be paid out, with the winning team taking home $1 million. There's also a $50,000 purse for the top goal scorer and the winning coach. Get ready for the newest and boldest club football competition in Jamaica. This is David versus Goliath. This is the Popeyes Challenge Cup on CVM TV.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that was our explainer for you, so I'm pretty sure that you have a bigger idea. How excited are you? 25 teams, $1 million for the winning team, and of course also cash prizes for the top goal scorer and the best coach as well, $50,000 each. So guess what? We are rewarding excellence here with the Popeyes Challenge Cup. And speaking of excellence, I've got PFJL CEO Owen Hill and CVM's Chief Commercial Officer Carlo Redwood on stage with me now to talk more about the Popeyes Challenge Cup. I want to start off with Carlo. And Carlo, I want to ask you first, from a CVM perspective, why the Popeyes Challenge Cup and why now?
Well, as everybody knows, it's a big football year. So we thought it was the right time, the right opportunity to spread the excitement of football, the skill, all the excitement that we're going to bring into the communities. And we thought that, in a big football year, what else could you have but to introduce or reintroduce the Popeyes Challenge Cup.
Indeed, and for you, Owen, of course, the PFJL, the commercial arm of the Jamaica Premier League. So you have 7 JPL teams in this competition. How have they reacted to this new opportunity to battle it out once again?
Well, Jordan, I must tell you that based on the reaction from the actual teams, they're excited. Quite frankly, all 14 teams wanted to participate, but the invitation was thrown out to these teams, and ultimately the ones who decided on were the ones who made it to the Challenge Cup. We are excited because this is more than just a competition. It's not just another football competition added to the calendar, but we are seeing this as another opportunity for players to get a chance to showcase their talent. They've been playing all season long, 8-9 months in most instances, and a lot of these teams have the opportunity to challenge for what you want to call a domestic double. So, when you look at the 7 teams, at least 5 of the 7 are ultimately in the playoffs of the Jamaica Premier League. So I know persons may be asking, why is it that people, or why is it that the teams ultimately are joining in the second round and in part 2, etc., after you explain a video. But ultimately we wanted to ensure that the league itself or the competition has the right integrity, and we're very clear. So it's not mandatory going forward. Hopefully that's, the push. But for this year, we wanted to start. We wanted to ensure that we kick off the right way. And I think, the teams that were selected, the 7 teams that actually answered the call, they will represent the JPL fraternity well. And we look forward to that.
Yeah, and just before I bring Carlo back in, Owen, let me stay with you for this one. You mentioned it briefly just now, exposure. And of course, the Jamaica Premier League teams have gotten their fair share of exposure.
Definitely.
But now, guess what? The JFC teams will have that exposure alongside them. Talk to me about how this type of exposure is also good for the JPL as well.
Well, I use an example of a JPL team called Racing United. They have been a crowd favorite all season long, and they literally came from the championship. So, we look at the championship as the tear down, but also the gateway for additional pathway growth for these players. So when they get to play against the Premier League teams, they ultimately get to show who they are, what they can do, and this gives them another opportunity to actually break into these senior teams. So for us, it is very clear, it's one overall pathway for these semi-professional and professional players. And as a JFC team, you're looking to scalp a Premier League team. That's ultimately what the version of this tournament means. So when you get to play against, the likes of Portmore United and you manage to get a result, if you do, then you'll speak about that for life. And these are elements that we want to capture. So we're very clear. The JFC teams look forward to actually play against the Premier League teams. They'll tell you that in some instances they're better than them. So we leave that all on the field, but ultimately it gives everybody that parity across the board. And at this business end of the season, it is important to have all these teams showcase their talent because it's both the business end of the JPL as well as the JFC.
Exposure, exposure, exposure. And speaking of that exposure, Carlo, tell me about how CVM will aid in this exposure. What type of content can fans expect? And how will we tell the stories, especially of the JFC teams who many may not be so familiar with?
Well, as everybody knows, CVM provides 360 opportunities and platforms to project brands, right? So certainly that's what we're going to bring to the table in terms of all of our programming, our sunrise in the morning, our sports programming, our Fan Central show. We have a number of programs that you're going to see, Challenge Cup highlights, interviews with teams. And as you said, we're going to use those programs as an opportunity to expose those smaller teams that don't normally get the exposure. So we're going to be doing that through our programming. We're also going to be doing that through digital. Obviously, all of our digital platforms, we're going to be projecting all of, again, the teams, telling stories about the different teams and the communities that they come from, really trying to engage the teams and connecting the teams with the communities and with Jamaicans across the board. So we're going to be very, very aggressive with how we use our platforms and how we project the team, because it's about, again, bringing exposure to not only to our sponsors, but also the teams, the players, the coaches, really to develop the local game.
Yeah, you went there before I went there, Carly. You mentioned the sponsors, and they've come on board in a big way. Of course, title sponsors, Popeyes, but we do have several other sponsors on display here tonight. And I know that you, as Chief Commercial Officer, have been doing the groundwork in the background. And, I want to give you the opportunity as well, just to tell us, what the sponsors will bring. We'll hear more from them, of course, and hope this will help us to continue that exposure.
I think the exciting thing is that there's a lot of consistency with all the sponsors. They want to contribute to development of Jamaica, development of the communities, and development of football. And I think we're excited about the opportunity that they're going to bring to the table. All of them have unique ideas that they're going to be doing, activating at the games. We're excited about that, activating in digital. All of these communities will get exposed to all of these amazing brands that will be coming there with exciting activations. So we're excited about it. And I think one of the things that we're excited about is that we were able to bring some sponsors that were not historically part of local football. And I think bringing them in through this competition is an exciting opportunity for all of the, for the JFF, for the Premier League, for all of the clubs across the island.
Yeah, indeed. I think that is very exciting, of course, and I can see them. I can see brands that not necessarily associated with football all the time are now here. And we're going to head to a break. I don't know if I should put Owen on the spot just before we head to the break. Do you think a JPL team will win it? Or will it be a JFC team?
Well, I think all the teams have a real shot at winning this. If I'm a betting man, I'd be betting on either one of the teams, any which one of the teams. You know where my heart is. You know where my heart is. My heart is with football. My heart is with Jamaica. So football really needs to give us a lift, and I think this tournament will give us that.
Football will be the winner. I think that's the clear message from Owen. I think we're going to just head into a break, but before we head into that break, we want you to turn your attention to the big screen once again. Alrighty then, so that is an explanation of the road to the final. Of course, we told you it was 6 rounds, first, second, third round, and then you have the quarterfinals, semifinals, and the final is set for June 9. We know, as we heard from Oliver McIntosh, CEO of CVM, that's just a couple of days before the start of the greatest show on earth. It's $4.85 million in prize money, and the winner will get $1 million. Also cash prizes for the top goal scorer and the top coach. Now we will take that little halftime interval and we will come back. Please stay with us. This is the launch of the 2026 Popeyes Challenge Cup on CVM TV.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than
Tune in to Lead Story. Weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jodianne Quarry. Brought to you by VC's Electrical Sales. Quality products at affordable prices.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people that I say we are march up the night. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got the spark, don't fit it dark. Shine your lights on.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winford Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
Yeah, man, you don't know a 2 Locks 876 Rebel, and I represent for CVM. See it happen.
All right, welcome back to the CVM Popeyes launch for the Challenge Cup. That's the 2026 Popeyes Challenge Cup. My name is Kimani O'Sullivan. We're still here. I know you think I'm looking cool. That's because I'm over here by the Lasco tent, and I'm here with someone who's very cool when it comes to football, because you can see her laughing already. She has a lot to speak about when it comes to football. But of course, I'm making reference to Marshall Stewart. She is the category manager of family nutrition, and her portfolio is what I just made reference to, and she works at Lasco Distributors. So, Marsha, Lasco is on board with the Challenge Cup. That's a huge deal. And when it comes to football and sport, nutrition, hydration, these things are paramount. Speak to me a little bit about what Lasco can offer, even to players on the pitch, but also the fans in the stands.
Well, Lasco Distributors, part of our slogan is everyday family values. So we interact every day with our customers, with everyone in Jamaica. Lasco is a Jamaican company, and of course we will always support sports and engagement and activities that involve the community. Now, to athletes and of course players, we offer nutrition and we offer hydration, because we're coming on board with iCool water and of course Lasco food drinks. So those are the two most important things you're going to need when you're playing, your rigorous sports and you're active. Absolutely need nutrition to keep you up, keep you going, and of course hydration, the iCool.
Yeah, and you mentioned the contribution by Lasco in terms of hydration and nutrition. Talk to me a little bit about corporate getting involved in sport, because we had a little chit chat off camera now, and I just want you to just express yourself, because you said so much insightful information just now in our chit chat. But talk about corporate investing in sport.
So you do know the term snitches get stitches.
I'm not trying to get any stitches.
All right. Okay, so basically, because food drink, not just food drink, but Lasco as a whole, we've always been involved as a corporate entity. Now, we currently do sponsor the JPL with iCool. So we've always been involved in sports. Years gone, we've always sponsored things of activities in schools as well. Netball, we sponsored different athletes throughout the time. So we've always been involved because we do believe in sporting activities. We do believe in or Jamaicans moving, keeping active. And we know that sports is something that brings people together. They bring communities together, and engagement is always great. People have a good time. They come out, they enjoy the product, and of course they share, they're happy. So it's something that we absolutely love being involved in.
All right, thank you, Marsha. Thank you, Lasco. Thank you, iCool. And we can expect so much from them coming up. But we have a video coming up because, as you know, there's so much when it comes to football, Marsha. Yeah. And one of the most important things about football are the jerseys.
Absolutely.
And I can't wait to see the jersey reveal.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, we have that video for you right now. Let's unveil our jerseys. All right, so there you have it. The jerseys are revealed, and you can see the colors. Of course, our sponsors are tattered all over the shirt, and I can't wait to get my hands on one. I know which team I'm going to select, but that's not important right now because I'm with one of the winning teams when it comes to sponsorship. Everybody often asks, why did the chicken cross the road? But not many people ask if the chicken was best dressed. Well, she loves it. And speaking about Ariel Oliver, she's the brand manager of Best Dress. Ariel, I apologize for that dad joke. I just wanted to break the ice. But when we're talking about breaking the ice, you're a part of history now. Best Dressed Chicken, you're a part of the 2026 Challenge Cup. How important is it that Best Dressed could have come on board to make an initiative like this happen?
Well, we're so happy to be here, going into the communities that we serve. We make a product that goes far and wide. So it's good for us to go into the communities and, give back to them in this way. And community development is very important to us. So we're excited to see the teams come out, play. Of course, everybody's going to have, Best Dressed Chicken logo on their jersey. And, it's going to be good for the fun, the fellowship, the excitement, the competition, the rivalry. So we're so excited to see that.
Yeah, I mentioned about corporate and sport and sponsorship, so it can uplift and galvanize these, initiatives and grassroots football and development of the youth. How passionate is Best Dressed Chicken about seeing the youth develop as well as our athletes and just our sporting economy overall?
Well, sports is a very big thing here in Jamaica. I think it's one of the things that we're known for. So as a brand that is very much synonymous with Jamaica and Jamaican culture, our booth here is symbolic of that, life of the culture. We have like a corner shop vibes coming. You get your jerk chicken, you get your Saturday soup, you go up on the ends, that kind of thing. We are right there with the members of the community for this football, for the fellowship, for the competition, for all of that. So, of course, we had to come on board for this inaugural event, for this David and Goliath kind of matchup.
Yeah, and of course, I'm standing beside your booth, the Best Dressed Chicken booth. My senses are being aroused, I must confess. I'm having a hard time focusing on camera here, but just last words in terms of Best Dressed Chicken, what we can expect from you this season in the Challenge Cup.
Well, of course, you can expect delicious products from us. Of course, we're going to have our fresh chicken there, as well as our further processed products, our franks, our nuggets, our tenders, our burgers, all of that. So you're going to come up for the fun, you're going to stay for the food.
Sounds good, sounds good. Now, talking about Best Dressed, my colleague, Jordan Fort, he's over there waiting to meet up with you. So just before we get back to Jordan Fort, though, we're going to take a quick break because I have some jerk chicken I need to collect, and you need to stand by because you can see it happen right here on CVM. We'll be right back.
I'm me and the stylist, no scam and not style me.
From the market to the farm to the office, money talk is everywhere. But are you making sense or nonsense? The Bank of Jamaica brings you common sense with BOJ. Real stories, real laughs, and real lessons to help you protect, grow, and manage your money. Mattress savings?
At least my mattress. No charge me to sleep on it.
Partner plan?
Remember last year we needed our payouts early, but Miss Pam gave it to her cousin first?
Or a sketchy loan flyer?
Electrifying deals.
See why making the right financial choices is pure common sense. Brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, empowering everyday Jamaicans one episode at a time.
Grandpa, it's 2026. You can't keep hiding all your money in every single pocket forever.
Hey, what I want?
Hi, I am Candy Pang.
What I want?
What a guan?
That I go on, pa.
What I want?
What a guan.
What a one! Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
And that's a guan, pa. What a guan?
I will say fry planting on Sunday morning. That spin when Lila walks in. You don't know this is Lila I Can wear up for CVM. See tapping right here on CVM TV. Love and life.
Thank you for joining us. We are still here at the Barbican Beach Club here for the Challenge Cup 2026 launch, the Popeyes Challenge Cup 2026 launch. I am standing by with one of our sponsors. It's none other than Connex. Of course, I'm standing with Sherian Douglas, she is, the operations manager for Connex. And I just want to ask you, when it comes to Connex, you're talking about dependable connections. You know, and you're talking about bandwidth and stuff of that nature. Speak to me about the partnership between Connex and the connection that Connex can have in terms of getting this league on the ground, and what influenced Connex to really come on board with CVM for this initiative.
I mean, when we were approached to, sponsor this cup, it was definitely a no-brainer because this is something that we have done over the years, Jamaica Premier League, schoolboy football, and of course it also ties in with our motto and vision, creating sustainable growth for Jamaica. So with football, I know that it brings people together and we're all about that. And of course, it will drive discipline and create a platform for future stars.
Yeah, you mentioned future stars. I just want to ask you quickly, how important is it that brands like Connex can invest in the youth of tomorrow and give them a chance at possibly, making it in sport? How important is it for your brand that you do that?
I mean, it's very important because this is something that we take pride in. So over the years, we even have a program at Connex called Connecting Mind, where we go into the communities, get the schoolers, teach them, train them in solar engineering, telecommunication, ICT, and even software development. So we are big on outreach and just creating sustainable growth for Jamaica.
So you only cater to children? Suppose I want to get involved and do a course.
I mean, everybody. It doesn't matter how old you are. Once we can teach you and once you're trainable, then we can work with you.
All right, I'm going to sign up with Connex shortly. So you're going to leave us and view the CVM Challenge Cup trailer. I'm going to speak to Miss Douglas here, Sherian, and get signed up. But here's the trailer for the CVM Challenge Cup 2026. Yeah, there you have it. I've finished signing up. You enjoyed the trailer. So we're back now, and I'm over by the Red Stripe booth. Popular brand, popular beer. And I'm standing here with Sean Wallace. He's the head of commerce at Red Stripe. Sean, football and Red Stripe are synonymous. It goes hand in hand. Speak to me about how much of a no-brainer it was for Red Stripe to be involved with the Challenge Cup.
Well, good night, everybody, first and foremost. But of course, as you said, football, Red Stripe, they go hand in hand. When we actually got the opportunity to be a part of this bold and innovative tournament, the Popeyes Challenge Cup, we had no issues with getting on board. What we really want to do is see how much we can support grassroots football, and this is an exciting opportunity. You have your JFC teams, you have your JPL teams, 25 teams, knockout all across the country. May the best team win.
Yeah, and you mentioned the lower tier teams and clashing with the JPL teams. How eager are you to see a bit of storylines where you can have a lower league team knock off a top team like a Mount Pleasant and so on, for example?
No, I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm rooting for good football.
Are you sure about that, Sean?
I am positive about that. But the reality is, when you get an opportunity to have the JPL, which is the top level football in the country, and then you have the JFC teams who are, in most instances, aspiring to be a part of the JPL, that really makes for a very spicy and interesting rivalry. We're looking forward to seeing good football. We're looking forward to seeing players, coaches, communities showcase that often don't get a chance to be showcased, and that's really why Red Stripe wanted to be a part of it, because we want to be wherever football is being played, being enjoyed here in Jamaica. Football is about connections, rivalry, the banter, the talks, and of course, connecting and talking about the game with good friends and a cold Red Stripe.
All right, Sean, we're going to talk off air about your allegiances because I know which team you support. I'm not going to put you on blast on live TV. We have thousands of people watching. And as Marsha told me by the iCool booth, snitches get stitches. I'm not trying to get any. But speaking of somebody who needs a few stitches, Jordan Fort, he actually tripped when he was going up on the stage. So I'm throwing you under the bus, bro.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'd more say, Kimani, that you've left me in stitches. Not really. And, you know, we have a tough crowd here on hand today. So, Kimani, I've noticed that you went over to the Red Stripe tent for some good vibes over there. And that is after you started off with the Louisiana fried Popeyes chicken. Of course, this is the Popeyes Challenge Cup after all. But you'd also got some iCool water from Lasco. And I know that you are at best dressed taking some of the best dressed jerk chicken in as well. So you've been having all the fun. But of course, as I usually do, I've been keeping it professional all night long. And speaking of keeping it professional, we did tell you that the Sports Development Foundation is here. Alan Beckford, who is the general manager of the Sports Development Foundation, is also here. He's representing the Honourable Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, Minister Olivia Grange. So I just want to invite Ms. Beck now to bring us some remarks.
Good evening, Mr. Oliver McIntosh, Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Howell, the Chairman. I know we have a lot of other dignitaries, but I'm sure I was only given 2 minutes up here. I'm speaking on behalf of the Honourable Minister. All the sponsors that have come on board, Popeyes as a headline sponsor. Not only am I honored today, but before I get there, the Minister has apologized to say she was at Parliament today and she really would want to be here. I start by commending the partners, this multi-partner collaboration, which includes CVM TV, Popeyes, the Jamaica Football Professional Association, the JFF. It speaks about the unlimited possibilities that can be created when organizations come together and work with passion to elevate and promote sports. This is a true example of corporate partnership, contributing to the growth and increased visibility of our sporting disciplines, both locally and internationally. In the sport of football, once adrenaline gets going and the fans get supercharged, the games promise to be a source of entertainment. Using a single elimination knockout format is a brilliant concept that ensures that the teams bring their best game. Talent, heart, and passion will be present on the field. I'm certain that as the competition bridges the gap between football investment and broadcasting, it will help to build the confidence of our football players and will encourage young players to aspire to showcase their talent. This partnership will showcase talent. It will bring the grassroots football together with the top-level football, while the partnership plays a key role in building our community. I'm sure this is going to be a yearly event that will ensure that our football grows and grows. So on behalf of the Minister, I'd like to congratulate all the organizers of this competition, CVM for leading the way, Popeyes for coming on board, and the multiple sponsors. Thank you.
Jordan? Yes.
Okay, thank you to the General Manager of the Sports Development Foundation, Mr. Alan Beckford, representing the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, the Honorable Olivia Grange. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the moment you've been waiting for. The main draw, of course, is going to be taking place just now. But before we get into the draw, I want to invite a man who's very knowledgeable about competitions in this country and has worked right throughout the football pyramid, I'd say. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is Mr. Ewan Scott, and he'll be taking us through the seedings and explaining to all of you, if you can just step across a little bit, Mr. Scott, so the people can see you on CVM TV, and explain to us about the seedings for this particular draw, because we're going to be drawing from 2 pots, and of course the first round will only involve JFC teams. So we want to know how the seedings have been done.
Good evening, viewers and all the members in the audience. So the 18 JFC teams were seeded based on their point standing as of May 3rd. There are 2 zones, and both zones consist of 9 teams. At the point of the draw, they did not play the same amount of games. Hence, they were ranked based on the points gained per game. So you can gain a maximum of 3 points per game. So a team playing like 15 games, having a point standing of, say, 30, would be having a 2 points per game average, and you can work out the rest of maths. So based on that, the 18 teams were ranked, and the 14 teams will take part in the first round of the draw.
Indeed, that is indeed correct. So now you have a little bit more enlightenment on how the JFC teams were seeded, and 14 of them, as you heard Mr. Scott say, will be participating in the first round of the competition. So we're going to get into the exciting first ever draw, but before we do that, got to pay some bills and take a commercial break. Stay with us. We're back with more on the launch of the 2026 Popeyes Challenge Cup.
The internationally acclaimed On Stage with Winfred Williams.
At a new time, Saturdays at 8 p.m. on CVM TV.
So much more than entertainment.
I'm me, the stylist, no scam and style me.
From the market to the farm to the office, money talk is everywhere. But are you making sense or nonsense? The Bank of Jamaica brings you common sense with BOJ. Real stories, real laughs, and real lessons to help you protect, grow, and manage your money. Mattress savings.
At least my mattress, you charge me to sleep on it.
Partner plan.
Remember last year we needed our payouts early, but Miss Pam gave it to her cousin first.
Or a sketchy loan flyer.
Electrifying deals.
See why making the right financial choices is pure common sense. Brought to you by Bank of Jamaica, empowering everyday Jamaicans one episode at a time.
Grandpa, it's 2026. You can't keep hiding all your money in every single pocket forever.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction. 'Cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people never say we are mash up the dance. Oh, what a feeling! Don't stop dreaming. Keep on believing in the power of the feeling. Whatever you want, take a chance. Song in your heart, step in your dance. You got a spark, don't fit it dark. Shine your lights
Hey, what I want?
Hi, I am Candy Pang and
What I want?
What a guan.
That I go on, pa.
What I want? What I want?
What a one! Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 10 p.m. on CVM TV.
And that's a grandpa. What I want?
Let's delve deep into the issues. We'll take you beneath the surface.
Greetings and salutations. My name is Orville Higgins, and it's another edition of Fan Central.
Talking to the people at the heart of the top sporting stories. Hear from your favorite sportsmen and women and the administrators who work tirelessly to make it all happen. It's live sports talk.
I've written an entire article.
Yeah. Looking at all the major issues every Tuesday at 9 p.m. It's Fan Central.
Tune in to Lead Story, weekdays at 6 p.m. Hosted by Jody Ann Quarry.
Oh, I think that I found myself a cheerleader. She is always right there when I need her. Oh, me! See it happen on CVM TV. I'm out.
Start your journey with a Jane Bank Small Business Loan with small business loans with as little as $10,000 and up to $4 million.
The time is 8:30.
All right, welcome back to the launch of the 2026 Popeyes Challenge Cup. It's the newest and boldest football competition on Jamaica's football calendar, and it is football reimagined. Speaking of football reimagined, I told you what we're doing is no joke, and I'm standing between two very important and two very special gentlemen in not just Jamaican football, of course, but in all sectors of Jamaica. Mr. Michael Lee Chin, who is the chairman of the SCB Group, is to my left, and Dr. Delroy Howell, who is the executive chairman of CVM, is to my right. So both these gentlemen have been dancing up a storm in the breaks. I don't know why they stopped. Maybe they were a little bit camera shy, but let me start with you, Mr. Michael Lee Chin. Speaking of innovation, which this competition is, NCB knows about innovation. Tell me your thoughts on this brand new football innovation.
Actually, I was taken aback by the creativity of David versus Goliath. You see, it's always important that those of us who have experience, have wisdom, has talent, we bring up the next generation. So David and Goliath is actually doing that. So yeah, it was innovative, and I was taken aback by it. Congratulations.
And in terms of Dr. Howell, Executive Chairman of CVM TV, CVM, of course, stands on the forefront of innovation, and yet this is another installment.
Well, first, let me congratulate the CVM team, starting with our CEO. And also, a very, very big shout out to our sponsors. Of course, it takes money to care, especially in football, it takes lots of money. So I want to say special thanks to the sponsors and to everyone that is here, including the president of JFF and all the fans more to support. But as you know, Jordan, CVM has always tried to be the innovator and not the imitator. And this is, again, an example of that. So, again, big thank you. It's the first of Popeye Challenge Cup. And I know it's going to be successful. And I just can't wait to get it started.
Can I ask you one thing, maybe if you can name one thing, that you're looking forward to throughout this Popeyes Challenge Cup?
Just some good football. Just looking forward to the team competing. I have a favorite in the competition, but I'm not gonna reveal. The good chairman and I have a bet, so we're gonna see. But just looking forward to some good football. I think the teams were clearly selected, and Jamaica should look out for some exciting brand of football.
Yeah, and you yourself, Chairman, are a footballer yourself, so good looks like. I'm going to say that you play good football yourself, though. And we have Chairman Michael Leach. I want to ask you the same question. One thing, if you can put your finger on one thing, or maybe a couple of things that you're looking forward to in this competition.
I'm sorry, I didn't get the question.
Yeah, I'm saying one main thing that you're looking forward to throughout this competition.
As Dr. Holt said, the competition. Because when you have competition, that's how you develop mastery. And we need to make sure that we set good examples of what mastery is. Usain is obviously the best example of what mastery is. But the competition will develop mastery amongst a broader constituent of athletes and set an example as to standards. So I'm looking forward to the standards being elevated through competition, the next generation being brought up. So it's going to be exciting.
It is definitely going to be. Indeed, Executive Chairman of CVM TV, Dr. Delroy Howell, and of course, Chairman of CB Group, Mr. Mike Leach. Thank you so much. As I might back up to the stage, of course, the main draw will be taking place. As I weave through here, I'm breaking protocol as far as TV is concerned. But we're going to start the draw now, the first ever draw for the Popeyes Challenge Cup. And we've got two pots, and we're going to be asking our sponsors to join us on stage to begin this draw. And of course, we still do have Mr. Ewan Scott of the JFF Competitions Department on stage with us. So we've got 14 teams in total, of course, 7 in pot 1, 7 in pot 2. So who's first up from the list of sponsors to help us conduct this draw? If you can just join me on stage. We're going to start off with our title sponsors, Popeyes. So, all right, I just want you to step over to both pots. And that one, Mr. Scott, is pot 1. So that's pot 1. So I'm going to want you to start off by drawing from pot 1. No, you don't have to close your eyes. You can look. All right, so she's spinning them around, and she's going to draw one of the eggs from pot 1 and open that egg up and reveal the name of the team. Alrighty. So just use that microphone right there, and that is Reno. It's Reno FC, and they are team number 2. So thank you so much for that draw. And then I'm going to ask you to draw now from pot 2. Just do the same thing. And just draw from pot 2.
Jordan.
Alrighty, let's see who's up next. St. Bess United, and just give me that number on the back of that Number 9, St. Bess United FC. So we've got Reno and St. Bess United FC. So we've got the West who are represented in this first draw. Thank you so much to our title sponsors, Popeyes. So that's the first draw. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, we'll be putting that up on screen for you as well. Going to invite our next sponsor to come on stage and join us for this draw. We've got Lasco. So we're going to be drawing from pot 2 first this time, and then pot 1 second. So let us do the draw from pot 2. Got to take up one of those eggs and just open it up to reveal which team is there. So this is from pot 2 this time. Remember, we started from pot 1 the last time. It's number 10, and which team is it?
Okay, so this is
Petersfield FC. Petersfield FC. So now we're going to be drawing from pot 1 this time. Petersfield out there in Westmoreland. Of course, we also spoke about Reno and St. Bess in St. Elizabeth. And it's number 3 this time. So it's number 3. Which team is associated with number 3?
Roaring River FC.
Roaring River FC.
You're welcome.
So, Petersfield FC and Roaring River FC. There are the matchups on screen, ladies and gentlemen, being populated as we go along. Lasco represented again through iCool. And this time we're going to be drawing from pot 1 first and then pot 2.
And open the egg.
So, gonna take that egg out. Gonna open that egg up. And what number is it? It's number 1. And it is Limehall FC from pot 1. And let's see who will be drawn from pot 2. So, we have number 8, and we've got Wi-Fi United Sports Club. Wi-Fi United Sports Club.
Thank you.
So, thank you so much. Lasco represented through iCool. So, there are the matchups so far. We just had the third one, so we're going to invite another sponsor up on stage with us. Connex connecting us. And connecting all of Jamaica to the Popeyes Challenge Cup. So we're drawing from pot 2 first this time. So pot 2. Here we go.
And then you open it out to the camera.
And what team is it? It is Baptist Alliance. You can just turn that around there. Baptist Alliance.
And they're number 14.
Number 14, Baptist Alliance. Alrighty. And now, who will they face off against?
Thank you.
Anticipation is building. Stets Elite FA.
They're number 6.
Number 6. So thank you very much to Connex for keeping us connected. So we go through the draw. Of course, we told you we're doing 7 of them. And we're going to be joined on stage by our sponsors, Best Dressed. And we're drawing from pot 1 first this time. Let's see who the egg will reveal. Who do we have? Who do we have
This
here?
is number 5.
It's number 5.
And Mead Forest FC.
Med Forest FC. All right. Who will Med Forest be facing off against?
There you go.
Of course, these are all teams from the Jamaica Football Championship. They were seeded prior to this draw.
That's 21.
We've got
12.
Number 12.
Number 12. And this is Progressive FC.
Progressive FC. All right. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Best Dressed helping us to do that particular draw. Now, Red Stripe. Synonymous with football. Red Stripe. Alrighty. Can just do that, fix that up there. So who will the Easter egg reveal, Mr. Sean Wallace?
No number? Yes, there's a number.
Just open that paper up.
Number 11.
Yep, and that is?
Grays Inn Football Club.
Grays Inn, all right. And then we're going to be drawing from pot 1 this time to see which team will face Grays Inn. Here we go. Who will Grays Inn be facing?
Number 7.
Number 7.
And it's Duncan's United Football
Duncan's United Football Club. So Graves Inn versus Duncan's United. Thank you, Sean. And we've got one more draw left. So, of course, if you've been paying attention or if you've done the seedings yourself, you'll know who the two teams are who are left. But, of course, we're still going to do that draw. And Popeyes, or title sponsors, are going to help us reveal the final matchup for round 1 of the 2026 Popeyes Challenge Cup. So, here we go.
Falmouth United.
Falmouth United, number 4. That's Falmouth United. If you just turn it around to the camera, yes. All right, we've got that. So who will Falmouth United be facing off against?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Number 13.
Number 13.
Holland PYC.
Holland PYC. Holland PYC versus Falmouth United. So those are the matchups for the round 1 of the 2026 Popeyes Challenge Cup. I just want to ask all our sponsors to just join us again on stage. Just join us again on stage, please. So there are your matchups. Reno FC versus St. Bess United. Petersfield versus Roaring River. Limehole versus Wi-Fi United. Baptist Alliance versus Stets Elite. Medforest versus Progressive FC. Grays Inn versus Duncan's United. And Falmouth versus Holland PYC. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've just had the draw for the first ever Popeyes Challenge Cup. This is round 1, and it's only going to get more exciting from here on in. I want to say thank you to all our sponsors, and of course, singling out the ones on stage with us. Popeyes are our title sponsors, of course, and Lasco, of course. Thank you so much to Connex, Best Dressed Chicken, Lasco, and Red Stripe, and of course, we have Link, who are from NCB. So we are looking forward to an exciting competition, and we get going in 7 days' time. That is correct. We get going in 7 days' time, and we want to do the jersey handovers now. Gonna give everybody a jersey, and Natalie is gonna be helping us do that. Alrighty. All right. We're winding down proceedings, but not necessarily yet just ready to close off. We've got one more sponsor to chat to before. So, turn those jerseys around. Let our cameras get a good look at them. Yeah. Colors very vibrant. Who is the best dressed? Best dressed? Vibrant colors, and of course, that iconic Popeyes Challenge Cup logo as well. Alrighty.
I like that green one. I want that green one right there. Oh yeah, I do love the green one. Yeah, the green one is alive. All right, one more. Okay. Be here all day. Okay.
All right. So these are the photos. These are all our partners minus one who we're going to be hearing from just after this. Of course, this competition would not be possible without them, ladies and gentlemen. Those jerseys are indeed quite vibrant, quite colorful. Alrighty. All right. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for all our kind partners in this venture. And guess what? Speaking of our sponsors, we've got Jessica Jackson. She is in-house counsel at Mackay Security, now joining us on stage. Now, you know, sometimes it's all in the name. Mackay Security. How happy are you to be on board with the Popeyes Challenge Cup?
Well, I'm ecstatic to be a part of this Popeyes Challenge Cup. I am very, very elated to be a part of it, and as is Mackay Security. So we are just happy to be on board. We're happy to be inspiring youth, to be developing communities, and also just being a part of something this great alongside the other title sponsors.
Yeah, and of course I have to be very careful of what I'm saying because you're council, so I don't want to upset council. But of course, just if you can give us a brief overview of what fans can expect from Mackay Security throughout this competition.
Well, throughout this competition, you can expect sponsorships towards the parish level of football. Thus far, Mackay Security has been sponsoring football associations such as St. Mary, Casafa, and St. Thomas. We have built a very good bond with those particular communities, and we're just very, very excited to be a part of this venture.
Yeah, I'm well aware of the Mackay Security sponsorship of St. Mary FA, St. Thomas FA, and the Kingston and St. Andrew Football Association.
Yes.
And I'm very excited and elated, looking forward to Mackay's involvement in the Popeyes Challenge Cup. Any one particular thing that you're most excited about for this competition, or are you like everyone else who's just saying, just want to see some good football?
Just want to see some good football.
Thank you so much, Jessica Jackson, in-house counsel at Mackay Security. So, ladies and gentlemen, our sponsors making this all possible, and I have found the man, Kimani O'Sullivan, once again. I think he had to go to the washroom just to wash up because he's been indulging in all the offerings of the sponsors. Kimani, there it is. The first ever Popeyes Cup Challenge Cup launch is in the books, and now we're ready to get into the business in just a week's time.
Yeah, Jordan, I'm really excited. It was a brilliant time just interacting with our stakeholders. There are so many fans of football here. We are fans of football as Team JK. But Jordan, as you said, the 2026 Popeyes Challenge Cup is no joke. And trust me, a lot of persons are saying they just want to see good football, but I'm sure on match days you might see them in the stands in a particular jersey. But trust me, football brings people together, and I'm looking forward to come together with everyone and just enjoy all the storylines that will unfold in this competition.
So there you have it, people. 25 teams, and it's really one goal. They want the first ever Popeyes Challenge Cup trophy at the end of it. Just under $5 million to be paid out across the competition. The winners will pocket $1 million. Yes, you heard that right. $1 million goes to the winners. And there's also cash prizes for the top coach and the top goal scorer. So all that's left for us to do, Kimani, is close proceedings and allow all our stakeholders here today to just enjoy the rest of the offerings on show and invite you to join us for kickoff in the Popeyes Challenge Cup next week, Tuesday, 7 days time on May 12 for the first ever matchup. Thank you so much for having joined us. On behalf of the entire hard-working CVM production team, I'm Jordan Fort.
Kimani O'Sullivan.
And we are signing out for now. Popeyes Challenge Cup gets underway next Tuesday. See you then.
Dun, 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 dun.